Wilda Pomales, practicing family law here at the Legacy Legal Team. As attorneys, we are attorneys at law and counselors at law, and I take the counselor aspect very seriously. I meet with our clients to educate them on how the law applies to their circumstances and strategize on goals and plans for the future. I think it's the emotional toll that it takes on the family. Some clients come in thinking that they have adult children and it will not affect them emotionally. And I think no matter what the age of the children, whether they are elementary school age children, high school age children, or adult children, it affects all the parties in the family, the spouses as well as the children. That is the million-dollar question that we get asked, and I work diligently with our team here to keep each case moving forward. But unfortunately, it is out of our control, and so we know that the judge's availability and the court being clogged avoids us from processing a divorce in a timely manner. So it may take more than a year at times. Yes, so I work with our clients in different stages based off of their needs. So a client may retain me just for the drafting process or just for the mediation process. So I will work with the client based off of whatever it is that they need at that time. Many times a client may not have the means to go through a whole litigation with an attorney by their side. And so this allows them to get an attorney at a specific point in time to assist them in making sure that that process was done correctly. Like in drafting, you know that if you have an attorney drafting your documents, then it will be done correctly and filed properly with the court. Collaborative divorce is a peaceful manner in which parties can go through the divorce process without resorting to the litigation process. The collaborative process is a interest-based negotiation process. The parties are going over their goals and their interests for their families, what best works for their family dynamics, and what they see themselves in the future now that they are restructuring their family 5 years from now, 10 years from now. It is also a team focus, so the parties will have a collaborative team assisting them through the process. Each spouse will have their attorney. There is a neutral financial professional and a neutral mental health professional that will be assisting the parties in going through this process and finding what best works for them. A neutral mental health professional will assist the family in understanding the emotional aspects of that each party will endure. Working with the children, we may have a neutral child specialist, and it'll work with the children coming up with a plan for the parties to be able to establish a co-parenting plan. The collaborative process is interest-based. So you are putting your family's interest ahead of the divorce instead of putting each other against each other, of tearing each other apart. And so it sets you up for a successful future now that you have restructured your family. have separate households. You also get to decide on what that future will look like for the family now that you're separate, instead of requesting a judge to decide on long-term structure for your family. And it's a much faster process, because unlike the litigation process that it could take over a year, in the collaborative process, we are reaching different aspects of goals within each meeting, and you can finish the process a lot faster. It is more economical. It can be. The attorneys work with their clients to see what will work for them. And so, whereas in a litigation process, you might each have your own financial specialist, within the collaborative process, you have a neutral. So you're not each spending on your own, as well as the neutral mental health professional. You are both using the same mental health professional versus hiring your own. Yes, you can. We will assess the situation and determine how we can get your collaborative divorce completed. And if there is no need, sometimes there are no children involved, but we definitely will assess the situation and recommend what professionals are needed throughout the entire process. Yes, the collaborative process has proven to be successful. The International Academy of Collaborative Professionals reported that 86% of collaborative divorces um, reach a full settlement. And in Florida alone, that percentage is higher. It's 92% reach a full settlement at the end of the process. With the collaborative process, we're all working in a team, having different sessions and different meetings all together. Whereas in the mediation process, you each still hold your position, and the mediator is not there to counsel or work individually with the parties. Each attorney is still defending their clients on their positions and litigious in that aspect. It's not, I guess, cordial and as amicable. In a collaborative divorce, I'm looking at the family's best interest and what those goals are. So I'm meeting with the clients to understand what interests and goals they want for their family and their future, and trying to educate them on what that looks like, and how we can get creative to make that happen for them. We don't know what that litigation outcome will look like, right? So we don't know what the judge may decide, what that final judgment may look like. And so there are different factors in the awards, for alimony, for attorney fees, for child support. And so all that needs to be tried and litigated. Whereas in a collaborative process, you are each throughout the process agreeing to which party will be responsible for what expense and what will work best for their family structure, as well as the ability to keep more of those family funds for the family versus spending it on attorney fees and costs. Yes, in a traditional divorce, you're looking at spending per person, the entire litigation process, each individual expert that you will need to bring on, it's per person versus a neutral that works for both sides. Yes, definitely. Through the neutral mental health specialist, the parties are working through their issues to be able to understand how they can co-parent now that they will be separate, despite their relationship not having worked out. I think it's definitely beneficial for the families to set up a successful future plan now that they will be restructuring their families and two different households. Um, with the litigation process, you go to trial, you get a final judgment, and everyone walks away without knowing what that future holds. Through the collaborative process, you put a process in place and a co parenting plan in place to help you have that successful future for your family as a whole. Sí, aquí yo le puedo asistir en si su idioma preferido es en español, yo le puedo explicar todo el proceso, todos los procedimientos de corte tienen que ser en inglés, pero yo le explico en español para que tengan un entendimiento mejor del proceso.